And take a few deep breaths, just settling into the energy of the room. Softening your eyes. Feeling grounded. Noticing the energy supporting you in your yoga practice today. And connect with the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out. While you're getting your breath nice and grounded and tuning in with your eyes soft, I'll just walk you through some things that are happening at the moment. There is a full moon energy on the 26th of May, and it's going to be a total lunar eclipse. So the energy from a full moon is already intense, and it's intensified further with a lunar eclipse. So there's lots of energy coming around, and it's in Sagittarius, which is a fire energy. But the theme of the energy at the moment is like a turtle, to be slow and steady. Since COVID, we've been moving into like a new age of energy. And this is telling us at this moment to just be slow and steady, take time, slow down, go with the flow, move slowly so that we don't get exhausted. Just taking a few more breaths here. So as you move through your practice today, just thinking about that, just slowing down and just move with your breath. Start to lift your spine and lift your chest, coming up nice and tall. And let's move our shoulders in a circle. So thinking about moving in a circle like a full moon, just moving your shoulders. You can take your arms out a little bigger, making circles. Just taking some nice deep breaths as you do it. And then coming into tabletop position. And we'll do some cat and cows. Having your knees nice and wide underneath your hips. Nice open hands, pressing your palms into the mat. As you inhale, lift your chest, drop your belly button. Nice arch in your back. And as you exhale, lift your belly button and bring your back up towards the ceiling. Just moving through with your breath. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder work. We'll move our right hand in towards the middle of the mat, and we're going to thread the needle, lifting up our left hand and following our eyes up with our hand, lifting it up to the ceiling, and exhaling, threading the left hand under the right and hover. Inhale, coming all the way up, and exhale, bring it down and hovering. And on the third one, we're going to go all the way up and then bring our arm, shoulder and ear on the left side down towards the mat and take the right hand forward. Just taking some nice deep breaths here and slowing down the breath, connecting with a stretch through the left scapula. Just take a couple more breaths here. And then inhale, bring your left hand back up to the mat and slide it towards the middle. Taking your eyes to the right hand. Inhale, lift up the right hand and take your eyes with it. And exhale, thread it, the right hand under the left, And then inhale all the way back up again. And exhale, bring it down and under the left. And on the third one, inhale all the way up. And exhale, bring your shoulder and your ear down towards the mat and take the left hand forward. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. Just take a few more breaths, connecting with the stretch through the right scapula. And then inhale, coming back up to tabletop. Take our knees wide and come back, sitting on our heels, back to child's pose. Sliding the hands forward, bringing your forehead down to the mat. Just taking some nice breaths. As you inhale, inhaling all the energy up through your hands and your shins from the earth. And as you exhale, letting go of all that you don't need. Taking a big breath in and big breath out. Relaxing your upper back, letting go of any stress in your shoulders. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Surrendering into the practice and our theme today of just slowing down, taking your time. Back up to move between upward dog and child's pose. So as you inhale, lift up the chest, take your hips forward. And as you exhale, coming back into child's pose. And just continue to move with your breath. Warming up your spine. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then coming back to tabletop, tucking your toes under, and we'll lift our hips up into downward dog, walking our heels down to the mat. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Welcome Gilda, welcome Elsa. And then coming back to tabletop. Pick up our right foot and lift it up and bring it forward next to our right hand. So we're coming up into lizard pose, and then bring the hips forward. At this point, you can tuck your toe under and lift up the knee from the mat. Feeling that nice opening through the hips. And you can take it one step further if you would like, lifting the right hand up and looking up towards the right, so opening up through the chest. Just taking a few breaths here. And then bring the right hand back down, bring the left knee back down, and bring both knees back together. And then we'll take it to the other side. So this time lifting up the left foot and bring it next to the left hand into lizard. And then you can stay here or you can lift up the right knee. bringing the hips forward a little, and then opening up with the left hand. So open the chest up and looking up towards the left hand into a lizard twist. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then bring the left hand back down, bring the right knee down, and slide the knees together. Let's take a couple of cat-cows here just to release any tension you might have in your back. Just thinking about really lengthening out through the spine, opening up the little gaps between your vertebrae. And then tucking your toes under and walking your feet forward and coming up to standing. Just give your body a little shake. Give your shoulders a bit of a shake. And we'll come to the back of our mat, turning the left toe out slightly to the side and step forward with the right foot into warrior one. We're going to inhale, lift our arms up, raise our chest, raise our arms with the right knee forward, feeling the stretch through the left hip. Taking some nice deep breaths here. As you inhale, reaching up towards the ceiling. Holding it nice and strong. Oops. And then take the right hand forward, left hand back, gazing towards the right hand. Really stretching out, stretching through the chest, taking both hands out nice and wide. And then bring both hands down to the mat, lengthening out the right knee, bringing the right hand to the block if you have one. If not, bring it down to the floor. Inhale, lift up the left hand and open up through the chest into triangle pose. Taking a couple of breaths here. Just slowing down your breathing, slowing down your practice, managing your energy. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Coming back up to standing. And then we'll go to the other side, turning the right toe out to the side and stepping forward with the left foot. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your chest. Bending the left knee, taking your hip forward. Really reaching up nice and tall. Taking some nice deep, slow breaths. One more breath. And then take the left hand forward, right hand back, gaze towards the left thumb. Lengthening your arms and opening up through the chest, squeezing between your shoulder blades. Keeping it nice and strong through the left thigh. And then bringing both hands down to the mat, lengthening out the left leg, left hand onto the block. So you can have the block laying flat or up on its side. And then inhale, lift up the right hand and open up through the chest. Notice the stretch down the back of the left leg and through the front of the chest. Let's take a few breaths here. One more breath. And then bring the right hand down. And then inhale, come back up to standing and bring your hands to your chest. Coming side onto the mat now, taking your feet nice and wide. Inhale, lift up your arms, stretch up nice and tall. And exhale, folding forward. Just a slight bend in your knees, you fold forward. Bring your hands down to the mat, in between your legs, and then heel into forward fold, wide leg. Just taking some deep breath. Let your body fall forward, let your head fall heavy and your chest fall heavy. Thinking about those spaces in your vertebrae, just opening them up. Notice the connection through the stretch of the back of your legs and easing any stress you might have in your lower back and your shoulders. Let's take 4 more breaths here, just nice, slow, long breaths. And 1 more breath. Bring your hands slightly forward and lifting up your chest, lengthening the spine. And then heel toe your feet a little closer together. A slight bend in the knees. And then inhale, come up to standing. And hands back to heart center. Nice. Then bring your feet back closer together. We're going to do a balance pose next. We're going to do a tree pose with a little bit of variation. So let's start with our right foot. So opening up the toes on the right foot and moving our hips in a circle so you connect with the 3 anchor points, the heel and then behind the little toe and the big toe. And we're going to bring our left toes next to the right foot. And then you can bring it up either next to the calf or you can go higher, wherever you feel comfortable. And then today we're going to be moving our arms in a circle like a moon. So finding your gazing point and it's taking some nice big slow breaths as you're balancing, stilling the mind, but moving the body. So it's a little tricky because you're moving your arms. So find that gazing point. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then release the left foot down to the mat. Give your legs a little shake. And then we'll go to the other side. So moving our hips in a circle and connecting with the ankle points under our left foot. Then bring the right toes next to the left foot. And then bring them up a little wherever you're comfortable today. Bring the knee out slightly. And then find your gazing point and come back to our big moon circles. Let's go 2 more breaths. And last one. And just noticing how you're feeling, whether you're more balanced on one side than the other. Give your legs a little shake. And let's come down to the floor. And with our legs straight out in front of us. Nice tall spine. I'm going to inhale, lift our arms up. And exhale, take our arms forward. Bring our hands down to our toes, ankles, or shins, wherever feels right for you. Taking your gaze to your big toes. Just taking some breaths here. Noticing the stretch through the back of your legs and your lower back. And then inhale, come back up. Lifting your arms up nice and tall. And this time, bending your left knee and bring the left foot next to the right leg. Come up nice and tall again, up on your sit bones. Inhale, lift your arms up, and exhale, fold forward and bring your hands down to your right foot, to your toes, your ankle or your shins. Chest up nice and tall, so you've got a nice stretch through the hip to the knee on the left side and a stretch down the back of the right leg. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Again, just slowing your breath down. And then release your hands. Inhale, release the left knee and take it to the other side. So nice and tall up on your sit bones. Bending your right foot, right knee. Bring the right foot on the inside of the left leg. Inhale, lift up, stretch up nice and tall, and exhale, fold forward. And notice how you feel. You might need a block underneath the knee if the knee's sitting up high. Reaching forward, looking towards the toes and holding on to the toes or the ankle or the shins, whatever feels right for you. Gazing to your toes, taking a few breaths here. And feeling that deep stretch from the right hip to the right knee and down the back of the left leg, a little bit of stretch through the lower back. 2 more breaths here. And then release your hands, come back up to sitting and bring both legs out in front again. Give them a little shake. Come back up onto your sit bones, nice tall spine. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, flex your feet and bring your hands forward. And just notice how different this feels now. So you probably find that you can reach a little bit more forward. Gazing to the 2 big toes. Just taking some breaths here. So coming back to the theme of our practice, moving nice and slow, balancing our energy, just like the turtle, slow and steady. And then releasing our hands and bringing the soles of our feet together. Knees out to the side. Coming up onto your sit bones, nice tall spine. Hands at your ankles or your toes, whatever feels right for you. And let your knees come out to the side, nice stretch through the groin. Chest up nice and tall, slowing the breath down. Softening your eyes and coming back to the energy of the earth underneath your hands and your feet and underneath your buttocks, supporting you in your practice. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then release your hands, coming onto your back, hugging your knees up to your chest. Releasing any tension that you might have in your back, just rolling your knees in a circle, massaging your lumbar spine, going one way and then the other. Back to our circles again and our full moon that's coming up on the 26th. Some nice deep breaths here. And then bring your feet down to the mat with your knees bent. Bring your arms into a cactus position. Drop your knees to the left and look to the right, keeping your shoulders on the ground, getting a nice stretch down the right hand side of your body and a stretch through the chest. Take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the right, look to the left. Keeping your shoulders on the ground, getting a nice stretch through the front of the chest and down the left side of the body. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center. This time we're going to bring our left leg in front of our right leg and then reach up and draw the legs towards your chest into a reverse pigeon, easing any tension that you might have in your glutes and lower back. Bring your upper back and head down to the mat. Let's take 4 breaths here. Just nice and slow. One more breath. And then release your hands, allow your feet to come back down to the mat. And this time cross your right shin across the front of the left leg. And then reach up and draw your right shin and your left leg towards your chest. Allow the upper back and head to come back down to the mat. And feel that deep stretch through the glute on the right side. So relax into this, taking 4 deep breaths. One more breath here. And then releasing your hands, allow both feet to come down to the mat. And then hug both knees up to the chest, just rinsing out the twist that you've just done. Going back into your circles again on the lower back. Going one way and then the other. And then coming up onto your back with your feet, soles of your feet together, knees out to the side like a butterfly, and laying back down on the mat. You can bring your hands to your tummy and just feel the rise and fall as you breathe, or you can bring your hands to your inner thighs, weighing them down a little more, just opening up and stretching through the front of the body and through the groin area. Just coming back to your breath, softening your eyes. Feeling the energy of the earth underneath your feet and underneath your lower back and your chest, underneath your upper back and the back of your head. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Just slowing the breath down. And then 1 more breath, and then bring your knees back together. And let's come up into a sitting position. And then to tabletop. From here, we're going to go into a little bit of a stretch, lifting our right knee and bring the right foot up and reaching back with your right hand. Whoops. Oh, it's a little bit, I find this a bit tricky. Let's come down to right down onto our front and bending the buttock, lift through the chest. And then release, go to the other side. So this time bending the right knee, reaching back with the right hand and lifting. A couple of breaths here. And then bend the other knee, bring your hand back. And this time we're going to inhale, lift up through the chest, kick both legs back, squeezing through the buttocks, lifting through the chest. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then release back to the mat. And coming onto your back. And we're going to go to our legs up position next. So if you would like to take your legs up the side, up a wall, or next to the bed or the cabinet in your room, or coming into a shoulder stand, or you can come into a stand with a support underneath your lower back, lifting your legs up into the air. From this position, just giving your feet some little circles, getting some movement into your ankles, coming back to our theme of our full moon, just making some little circles with your toes, and then back the other way. And then taking your feet out wide. Some nice deep breaths here. And then bringing your feet together, taking your knees out wide like a butterfly. And then lifting our toes up into the sky. If you're in a shoulder stand, you might like to take your feet over your head into plow. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Just feeling the effects of the inversion. Nice light legs. You might like to move your feet again in some little circles. 2 more breaths. And then on your next inhalation, slowly lower your feet down to the ground. You might like to come into Savasana now with your knees bent or your legs flat on the ground, whatever feels right for you today. If you have a blanket, you might like to put that over yourself to keep you warm, keeping all the beautiful energy that you've cultivated. And come into Savasana. We're going to relax here for 5 minutes or so. So we're tapping into our full moon energy, which is also a lunar eclipse. That's going to be on the 26th. So there's lots of energy when there's a full moon, and when there's a lunar eclipse, it's even more intense. The key theme of this full moon is in Sagittarius, and we're thinking about a totem of a turtle and trying to go slow and steady, so not letting the excess energy get us exhausted. So really keeping our energy cultivated and flowing slow and steady. Go with this flow, slowing down so that we don't let it exhaust us. So connecting with the beautiful earth energy underneath you as you relax in Savasana. You've moved your mind, now we're stilling the body, coming back to the breath, nice soft eyes. starting to come back into the room, wiggling your fingers and toes, feeling the earth underneath your body, noticing the ceiling in the room and the windows, taking some deep breaths and rolling to one side. And coming into a comfortable seated position. Let's bring our hands to heart and to our lips, words, and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you for your beautiful yoga practice today.